Welcome in, Goobers. How you doing? It is a 2-0 preview from the Cardinals and Niners today. I brought in a Niners fan to talk a little bit about the game. Both of us have taken on the Saints, so we're going to start right there because last week, Niners had a big game against the Saints. How was that, David?
It's good for the Niners, but the Saints kind of suck, so we don't really know how good we are.
Niners are a good ball. I mean, not the Saints. The Saints
the Niners are a good ball team.
I don't know. We'll see this week if the Niners are a good ball club. But continue. My bad.
I think realistically, we'll both find out if the Niners or the Cardinals are a real team with this matchup. And it's always a close matchup between the Cardinals and the Niners. You know, division rivals always ends up being a close game, but the Saints, they're not that good of a football team. Mac Jones showed out, and we got some talks about, is Mac Jones legit? And you know what? He is legit, but he's not better than Brock Purdy. The run game, it was all right, but Mac Jones definitely carried the team there, and the offensive line really showed out against the Saints.
Okay, well, we're going to get to the run game in just a little bit, for sure. But I did want to say Saints are a good ball club, very good ball club. Yes, they are. Don't worry about that. But do a little bit of post-game to talk about the Cardinals against the Panthers, because I think a little bit of how that game ended is really going to help the Niners this week. First off, the Cardinals cannot close out a football game to save their lives. It's actually ridiculous. And by not being able to close that game, they lost 3 starting cornerbacks last week. And now we have an update. Garrett Williams on IR, he's out. Max Melton, he played today. He practiced today. He'll probably play. Will Johnson, we up in the air. May or may not play. Didn't practice. Probably won't play. I did want to say that's going to definitely help the Niners because our first point is, can Mac Jones overcome a sorry Cardinals secondary? Maybe not sorry, but a beat up Cardinals secondary. What do you think, David?
It definitely helps having your secondary banged up. Mac Jones looked great against the Saints, but he's a little slow. He's not as fast with the offense. Maybe that'll change coming in with week 2. He had a little more time with the offense. But having the secondary banged up definitely helps his chances of balling out and carrying the Niners to 3-0.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that. So is it confirmed that he is the starter next week? Is Purdy officially out? Or?
Not right now. It's too early in the week to really tell. They haven't really had any information.
Highly likely.
Right.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. And so I just want to say the Niners are 1.5-point favorites for this game, but I think a lot of that is due to that's because of being at home. You always give 3 points. So if this game was in Arizona, the Cardinals would be 4.5-point favorites, and a neutral site it would be about even.
Okay.
So I do think Vegas thinks Arizona's the better team right now, obviously without a quarterback. And I think a lot of that is due to how good our run defense has been, and now that can change with how the secondary not having any cornerbacks. But the run defense has been very good for Arizona, and like you kind of mentioned earlier, really lackluster for the Niners so far this year. I still don't know what to expect, because I think it's the same way if you flip the teams. Arizona's run offense hasn't been what anyone expected. They've been a run-first team the last 2 years, and this year they haven't been able to get it going, and the Niners' run defense has been phenomenal. So what do you think, David, is going to be the biggest, what is the X factor for this game? What's going to make the difference?
Defenses, but for the Niners, probably the O-line. It really depends on how the O-line plays. Against Seattle week 1, the O-line kind of struggled. It really seemed like they were letting a lot of pressures up, and Brock Purdy didn't really have a whole lot of time. He was doing a whole lot of running. Against the Saints, they cleaned it up and actually had a really good outing against the Saints. Offensive line really stepped up. So if the Cardinals and the Niners, the D-line for the Cardinals is pretty solid. So the O-line is really going to have their best test so far. And, well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if the O-line can step up. I think that's the big factor.
Got to watch out for 39-year-old Calais Campbell making 2 huge fourth-quarter sacks against the Panthers. I think the pass rush is going to be what changes this game, but my X factor would be Kyler Murray, man. I mean, it's like this every week for the Cardinals. But what are you going to get out of Kyler Murray is what you're going to get out of the game. David, what is your prediction for this game? Not just the score, but how you think it's going to play out.
I think It'll be a close one. They normally are with the Cardinals. I think the Niners will end up getting the win, but man, it really just depends on the O-line. I think it'll be a good game. Maybe Mac Jones will be a little quicker on his play. He played great, but he definitely was a little slow in the offense. That strip sack kept the Saints in the game last week. So big factor. Maybe he'll get it going. We'll see. We'll have to see.
So score prediction?
Ooh, score prediction. 24-27 Niners.
Okay, putting us first is crazy with a score prediction, but I saw the PFF guys, they both had, I watched the preview before this, they both had the game 23-20, and one of them had Arizona and one of them had San Francisco. So I think that's about right. Like, that's about what I'm thinking. I'm going to go even, let's make it even slimmer, and let's say 21-20. Of course, Arizona.
No.
Arizona, it comes down to the final drive. Niners driving into field goal range. And who else but 39-year-old Calais Campbell making the big fourth quarter play again. That's our predictions, but we want to know, we assume everyone watching this video is probably a Cardinals or Niners fan. So drop some score predictions, drop what you think in the game, talk some shit, do your best, stay safe.
Go Niners.
No.